Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here. And yeah, I got a Resident Evil double feature for you tonight. And I think after these two, I've done all the series. Like, I've reviewed every one of them. So, we're going to hit up the two remaining ones, the two stragglers, if you will. We got Resident Evil Apocalypse and Resident Evil Afterlife. I don't have that one. Oh, I don't own all of them, but that one. Alright, well, start with the first one, I guess. Or the second one, if you will. I don't know why I go out of sequence. It's something I do. Alright, so we got Resident Evil Apocalypse, 2004, I believe. I'm going to be honest with you, my least favorite Resident Evil movie. I thought maybe after rewatching it, I'd kind of lighten up on it. And I have a little bit to a certain degree, but it's still my least favorite. Like, this takes place right after the events of Part 1. If you remember at the end of Part 1, we, Alice is in a hospital, and they did some kind of shit with her, and she wakes up, and of course this town's deserted, or her, Raccoon City's deserted. This one rewinds a little bit before that, and we see, the chaos start to erupt. The zombies taking over, and of course the police are trying to figure out what to do, and of course the powers that be at the Umbrella Corporation have sealed off all the exits to out of Raccoon City. And of course, now people, remaining people are trapped there, and of course the zombie infestation has taken over. In this one, we're introduced to Jill Valentine, which is from the video game. I'm not sure if anybody else was from. I don't know if Carlos or. I thought Nikolai was. I really don't remember. Like I said, I wasn't huge on the video games. I'm just not a big gamer, and I was especially not a big Resident Evil fan. Like, I don't like solving puzzles while I'm trying to fight. I don't like it. I know I've bitched about this before, but I'm going to bitch about it again. I hate games where I have a shotgun in my hand, I'm wandering around a mansion, there's a wooden door that's locked, and I can't get through it. Really? Fuck off. Ugh. Hate them. Fucking hate them. Who locks the door on one side of the mansion and hides the key way over there? And then once you get through the door, there's a statue, and you gotta find the rubies. And of course the ruby, the ruby eye is, over here, and a sapphire. Dude, fuck off. Who's doing this shit? And then I'll buy it. Like, alright, fuck it. The mansion, they're eccentric old fuck who decides, I'm gonna make my house a house of wonder and have all these puzzles. But then you get to the police station in Part 2 in the video game, it's the same fucking thing. Who the fuck is building this shit inside of a police station? Fuck you, video games. That's what I'm saying. So I was never a fan of video games at all. Everybody's like, fuck off. No, fuck your games. Silent Hill was better, in my opinion, because it actually felt like real. I mean, you were just a person with a flashlight trying to find your daughter, and guess what? You had no powers. I can't remember if there was a whole lot of puzzles in that or not. I just have fun. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. We're talking about Resident Evil Apocalypse here. So anyways, in this one, because you remember at the end of the first one, they talk about the Nemesis program. And I forget the dude's name, but the other survivor who sort of survived, he got scratched, but he starts, his body starts mutating a different way than Alice. So then, of course, he becomes Nemesis, and we get him, the big fucking dude with the machine gun arm and shit. And that's the whole. That's basically it. It's basically Nemesis, and then of course Alice, Jill, and some other survivors that are just trying to get out of town. You got some other stars. Troopers that went rogue to save somebody, which turned out to be bust, and now we gotta they all kind of meet up and they try to escape together. The reason I don't like this one as much, really poor CGI and just poor directing all around. Like, they'd have these weird camera angles, and the footage would just get slow motion-y and out of focus. Like, whenever Nemesis walks into the frame for the first time, it does this weird kind of thing. Or whenever the zombies are, taking over the town, that camera... I don't know what that camera angle is. I don't like it. Bad CGI like the Lickers. It's fucking horrible. And it wasn't great in the first one either. But you would think, we could develop it. Well, no, they didn't even try. They're like, fuck it. We don't care anymore. I will say, as time has gone on, and I'll kind of touch on this briefly when we do Afterlife, the CGI has never gotten great. I've never watched a Resident Evil movie and go, holy shit, this is groundbreaking CGI. It looks real. No, it never does. And I think over time, I just kind of ignore it more. But for some reason, I won't let go of this one. I can't. I watch it, I'm like, oh, that looks so atrocious. But no, overall, like I like the story. It's a simple story, just them trying to get out. Like I said, my main gripe is going to be, the CGI and stuff. This has Mike Epps. I love Mike Epps. Mike Epps is like one of my favorite actors. I think is very underrated. I think he's hilarious, but he just does a lot of shit movies. And I was really sad to see him go in part 3. Spoiler alert on that one, sorry. But in this one, he makes it, so it's okay. But I like him in this one. It's awesome. He's just clowning around, goofing around. He's Mike Epps. The big battle that we're building to is the fight between Alice and Nemesis, which, it ain't bad. It ain't great, but it ain't bad either. I kind of feel like this is, I don't know, one of more, I don't know. It has a weird kind of ending that I try to decipher and try to figure, and I don't mean like it threw me off, but just logically. Because the problem with this one is, okay, the ones that survived, Carlos, LJ, which is Mike Epps, Jill, the little girl, and of course Alice. Of course, Alice gets killed, and then that's another thing. Is that really Alice that's been through the rest of them, or is she a clone of Alice? Whatever the case is, though, she's in this one. She's in a little bubble egg thing, little water egg, and they, but and she now they inject her more of it, and then that's when she becomes super, fucking Nova with these powers and shit that we see in part 3 and up. Anyway, but she breaks out of the Umbrella Corporation. At one point, she fucking mind melts a motherfucker. Dude's in a security control room. This dude probably isn't evil. He's just probably some dude who's working, his standard 9 to 5. He's in a control room. Probably thought it was the easiest gig ever. He eats donuts and watches monitors, and nothing ever happens. We're at the main Umbrella area where no bad shit happens. It's not one of the laboratories underground somewhere else where shit always breaks out. No, this is the one place that's okay. Alice flips out, whoops, and she doesn't really kill a whole lot of people. She knocks them out and shit. But then she gets to this part where you see her walking into the frame of the camera monitor, and she looks up at the camera, security camera, and the guy looks at her, and he starts bleeding out his eyes and nose. I'm holy shit! There was no personal the guy, the main guy who's villain part 3, that doctor, mind melt that motherfucker. This other dude had nothing coming to him. This guy was literally just I don't know what Umbrella's up to, but I don't care. I'm in my, that would be me. Seriously. I would work for the Umbrella Corporation. Knowing the fucked up shit they're doing, I'm fuck it. They're paying me. I keep my mouth shut, and all I gotta do is watch the monitors. That's it. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy at all. I'm just watching monitors, trying to provide for my family. Is that so hard? No. Am I a bad guy? No. Dude, she walks by, this senses the guy on the other side of the camera. After she already judo chopped a bunch of motherfuckers over here, didn't kill them, just knocked him out. And then she sees the man, and she's I'm gonna mind melt who's on the other side of this fucking camera. And she does. And it kills the guy. But whatever. I think that's fucked up. But anyways, so as she's leaving, you're are they gonna, and she goes outside, there's a whole bunch of people, a whole lot of soldiers. And he's just let her go into the monitor, right? And of course, she gets in the car with the other survivors. I don't even know how they pulled that one off, but whatever. Somehow they get in the compound, that she gets in the car with them. They get out of the gate, and then it's let him go. And then you see her eye do the little umbrella signal, they're tracking her. But I'm what was the point of that? Why? Because, they try to capture her later. It's you had her. And I know you're thinking, well, she was going to wipe them all out anyways, and she probably could have. But it's you let these people go, you had them, you have them trapped, you could have easily, trick dart her or something like that, or capture her. We never hear about the little girl ever again. The little girl just disappears, which you gotta assume she's dead. Of course, Jill does disappear, but they kind of explain it, back later on. But yeah, she, as far as the next movie, she's not in it at all. And then of course you got RJ and Carlos in the next one. And the one thing that always bugged me in Extinction Part 3 was whenever Alice comes back to the group, because in Part 3 there's a whole fucking caravan of motherfuckers going. Her and Carlos have their moment. Dude, her and RJ don't say shit to each other. And I'm really? You guys were surviving together, and we get no moment where they're we're going to talk and no, none of that. I don't know. Threw me off. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe I should be throwing my hatred more toward Extinction, for that, but I throw it all at Apocalypse. I throw it all on Apocalypse. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a shit movie. It's not a great movie. Like I said, it's the bottom of the barrel as far as the 5 Resident Evil movies go right now. However, I give it one of these. It's enjoyable to watch. It has, its moments. There may be some shit I'm just not getting because I don't play the video game. So, because that's one thing I talk to my cousin all the time, and especially like in Afterlife, there are just certain scenes I'm just like, I didn't, who the fuck's this guy or whatever. He's like, oh, it's from the game, and blah blah. He just rambles off shit, and I'm just like, yep. And I might listen to a word he says. Sorry, bro, if you're listening. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm just like, yep. I will never play this game or care at all. We're in the movie world. Explain shit for people watching the movie. I don't give a fuck about the games. Fuck the references for all the gamers. I don't give a shit. Movie. We're watching a movie, so make it about the movie. But yeah, so that's Apocalypse right there. There's also dogs there too. I think the dogs are in all of them, but like the last one. So, like the dogs. Alright, so we're moving right along to Afterlife. Resident Evil Afterlife. That was 2010, I believe. And now, jumping around a lot here. In this one, Alice, after part 3, the rest of the survivors, they went to look for Arcadia, which is supposed to be in Alaska. And it's supposed to be a safe haven with no infected or anything like that. And so now it's her trying to catch up with them. And of course, she's still being tracked. This is where it kind of, I get a little irked, because it's the same thing I was kind of irked about in Extinction, and even in Retribution, which was the 5th one, was how is Umbrella still operating? Like, at what point, as a human being, like, I kind of get when the apocalypse first hits, you don't know what to do, and maybe you do, like, get your group together, and you're like, I'm going, if you're working at a hardware store, like, I'm still working at this hardware store. Shit's going on outside, it's crazy, but I gotta keep some order, I keep, some kind of sane life together, and I can see kind of moving on a little bit, but at what point do you just say, no one's coming into this hardware store, and it's dangerous as fuck, I gotta get out of here. The Umbrella Corporation keeps going. Like, there's still just 1 million employees, or just, millions of soldiers. I mean, I will sort of buy the fact maybe they're all mutants, but I don't think they are. I don't think they're clones. I think they're just actual dudes. Because they get killed easily. You just break their fucking neck. And this one, Alice don't even have her powers anymore. Like, she loses her powers early on, and she survives a plane crash, and she's still doing kung fu, running up the walls, breaking motherfuckers' necks. I mean, it's like she never lost her powers. It literally is. Like, it's like, she never lost them. So, that's the one thing I will say. If there's one thing about the Resident Evil series that I don't like, it's the fact that you never once feel that Alice is in any kind of danger. You can put her in any situation, you're like, she's just gonna like judo flip out of this shit. Who gives a fuck? She's just gonna run backwards over a wall and blast dudes, Yeah. So, anyways, and this is the first one, or this is the second one that Paul W.S. Anderson, also Mila Jovovich's husband, who plays Alice. He came back to the series here. The second one he directed, and I'm not gonna lie, I like they came back, but then I'm gonna bitch about someone who's directing. I thought the guy who did Extinction, I think that's Russell something. I thought he did a pretty good job. I think he also did like Highlander or some shit. I could be wrong, but he's an old school, like old veteran director who he brought in. I think he did a pretty good job. He definitely did better than whoever did fucking Apocalypse. But it was nice to see him come back. I mean, he does have that. I mean, it looks more like the first one, I think, is the main thing. It has that kind of industrial fucking look to it. However, I mentioned in my Retribution. Sorry, there's so many fucking names. They used to call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be better, but they're like, we're gonna give everyone a subtitle and make them different. In part 5, I remember thinking like, a lot of the shots looked like straight from like Ridley Scott's Alien. Like a lot of shots, and I'm blanking right now, but I just remember a lot. I just remember thinking, like, that's an alien shot, it's another, and he's ripping this motherfucker. He's ripping all these things. This one is Matrix, like hardcore fucking Matrix, like bullet time like a motherfucker, like every scene. There's a scene where the two Alices, and this is in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away, because you remember at the end of 3, we had a whole army of Alices because they're all clones and shit. Well, in this one, there's a scene where 2 of them jump out of a window. Bullet time shooting up. You're just like, what the fuck? Trinity much? And then, of course, there's the one thing too, and I'm not, once again, this could be on the game, but the game definitely stole it from Matrix. It's Albert Wesker is definitely like Agent Smith, like flat out, from like barely moving, but he's super fast than everybody else, and he can quick teleport and shit. He's totally Agent Smith. That's it. And literally, there's just a lot of shit when you watch it. You'll be like, oh, dude, this is like, is this a Matrix movie? Like, it feels like a Matrix movie. Like, down to like her outfit even. Like, she even has like, sleek black leather and shit. And you're just like, Matrix. Like, you raided the Matrix wardrobe. So this one, Claire from the the last one comes back. And that's really the only one, I believe, character. And we're introduced to a new batch. And basically in this one, once her and Claire get reunited, because Claire has this fucking bug thing on her, which Umbrella is controlling and shit. They end up, once they take that off and she's back to normal, they end up going to Hollywood because they're looking for more survivors. They're just trying to, go from big city to big city to try to find, and they end up going to this prison. And of course, there's a bunch of people there. And once again, these may all be characters from the game. I really don't know. But then, of course, once they're there, they're just kind of, they're trapped in there now because the plane that she has is only a two-seater. So they have to contend with the zombies and of course the people themselves and everything. This one introduces, I feel like he's a Pyramid Head ripoff. Once again, you can put any comment down below. I don't know games, so I don't care which one came first. But to me, I saw Pyramid Head first in Silent Hill movie, so now I'm like, this guy seems like he's a blatant ripoff. He's a big motherfucking dude. They don't explain anything like how he come to be or whatever, but he's just walking down the road with this like giant like hammers axe thing, and then of course as he's walking through there, his mask is like a burlap sack with like nails through it and shit. Like, what? How do you get creative? Like, I don't need like a full backstory. Just a quick little, oh, these were the guys they were experimenting on down in West Wing or some shit. And you're like, oh yeah, that's okay, yeah, makes sense. They don't have none of that. It's out of nowhere these guys show up. And then, of course, the zombies are kind of advanced, too, because, like, now their mouths open up into, like, tentacle shits and stuff. So, a lot of new crazy fucking characters to fight off in this one. But this one I did like. I just remember thinking, even though I liked 3 when it came out, if they would have came out and be like, you know what, Phantom, there's never going to be another Resident Evil movie, I would have been okay with it. I'm like, yeah. They had a run. 3 movies were good. This one I did feel like it did breathe some new life, and this is actually my second favorite because I love the actions. Maybe third favorite. I really liked Retribution. It's a toss up between Afterlife and Retribution. But I definitely I like the style, I like the story. Once again, all the stories are pretty much simple. It's always like let's just get out of wherever the fuck we're at now. And I like that. It's simplistic. But of course. The horror elements usually thrown aside for the action, and then of course, like I said, and this one, Alice doesn't have her powers, but it doesn't really stop her because she still does the same crazy kung fu shit she did, when she did have her powers, so it don't really matter. But yeah, like I said, these are fun movies. If you're looking for an awesome zombie epic, this wouldn't be it. I would not recommend these based on those. If you want a zombie epic, go Romero. But this is just fun, popcorn, mindless entertainment. And it works. It's fun to watch. I enjoy it. Like I said, I own all of them. I'll buy this one eventually. I have the rest of them. So I give them both. I mean, both these movies are thumbs up. They're just kind of varying degrees. Like if I give Apocalypse it's one of these, Afterlife's one of these. It's not straight up, but it's still up enough, So yeah, there it is. There's my Resident Evil double feature for you guys this week. Guys, have an awesome fucking weekend. Once again, that's Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Afterlife. Check them out if you haven't. I'm sure you have. These are mainstream, so it's not like there's like, wait a minute, there's a Resident Evil movie? This is crazy. So yeah, there you go. That's all I got. I'm out.